Hey everybody, welcome to episode 29 of Two Guys, Zero Planners, brought to you by Pen Chalet. This is actually my fourth take through this, and I'm gonna keep it this time. I've messed it up, my dogs have jumped off the bed, but you know what doesn't mess up? That's Pen Chalet. If you want fast free shipping on orders over $50, great prices and quick turnaround, and let's be honest, a retailer that stands behind every product they sell, head on over to penchalet.com. And while you're there, use the code 2GUYS in the radio podcast link to save yourself an additional 10% off site-wide. Thank you to Pen Chalet for being a sponsor of Two Guys, Zero Planners. So, Urban, other than me not being able to get through the intro to our own podcast, what have you been doing with the 3 weeks that we've had off?
Well, I've been trying to recover from being sick, I guess, just like you. And then I've been doing stuff with the kids when my wife got sick and all that.
'Tis the season for everybody to get sick.
It is, unfortunately, yeah. So instead of, you couldn't have known, but instead of saying, see you next week, you should have said, see you in 3 weeks, so.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that we don't do this show on a weekly basis, and it kind of slipped out because my YouTube videos are normally every week. Except for when I get sick and Alt Goldgrün acts up on me, and then I have to push a video back an extra week. But yeah, I'm sorry, people. I didn't mean to give you false hopes. Kind of.
Yeah, and to make up for it, we are a week late on top of it.
Yeah, so it all worked out in the end. Kind of. And turns out you were actually thinking of a different song.
Yes, I was thinking of a different song. I was thinking of the classic Rainbow version, and that is actually a different song from, I don't know what you are listening to, but
I was listening to a bunch of angry kids from South Central Florida. Yeah,
I don't even know where Rainbow is or was from.
All we know is your version was different.
Yeah.
To be fair, I feel like a horrible co-host. I still haven't actually looked at the other version of the song that you were telling me it was.
That's fine.
Yeah, I should probably do that at some point. I really should. Or I could always just put a small clip of it here right now so the listeners would know what we were talking about, maybe.
Yeah, as long as we don't sing it, it's fine.
Yes, well, I'm still not healthy enough to be singing for the people anyways, even though I've got the microphone for it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dangerous, by the way, having a sales representative that when you tell him you're looking at maybe upgrading your microphone collection, suddenly says, I've got 2 microphones I'm not using. I'll send them to you so you can try them.
That is kind of almost as bad as someone sending you pens to try, right? It's about the same thing.
Yeah.
Only the microphone is even, I don't know if it's even more expensive. Probably not, depending on the pen.
Yeah, depending on the pen. I mean, the microphone I am currently speaking into is a $700 vacuum tube mic. It's a Rode K2. I like the mic, but the big giant box of doom that I have to have the thing plugged into is a little daunting.
So you have a mic that's sort of 10 times the price from the one I'm using. Interesting.
And the funny thing is, we're both probably going to end up sounding exactly the same.
Yeah, with people on their phones with crappy earphones.
I'm suddenly starting to rethink all the decisions I've made in life. Thank you, Urban.
Yeah, but maybe for YouTube it works because people are sitting in front of their computers and listening through their, I don't know, while watching you on their big screen TV or something.
How many people... I would actually like to know how many people use a TV screen for their computer monitor.
I mean, mine is almost the size.
Yeah, it is. You know what we should probably do? We should probably talk about stationary stuff.
Yeah, pens. What was that? Yeah.
Yeah, those things that we write with occasionally. Speaking of which, I finally got the 2019 Vanishing Point. That pen is beautiful. Like, seriously, I kept talking it up on the episodes going up to it. And now that I have it, it's amazing.
Is it, I don't know, I've only ever held a Vanishing Point once for a minute or so. Is it comfortable to use with that clip in there?
Well, I don't know. I think it's comfortable, but if I did a video about it, there's probably a YouTube viewer or two that would say that my grip looks extremely painful on the pen. Honestly, it's one of the most comfortable grips I have.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I like it. Maybe it's... I honestly don't have a good theory for why I like where the clip is on the Vanishing Point, but I do.
Cool.
Yeah, I will definitely say the way they did the turquoise pattern on these pens is just awesome. And I somehow managed to get number 1900 out of 2019.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good year for lawlessness. Oh, wait, what? And of course, I got it with a broad nib.
How broad is a Vanishing Point broad?
I would put it on par with the Yovo broad that's in my Brooks Charleston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd say it's about the same width. Here's one for you. What ink do you think I put in it? And no, you can't say the ink that I bought tomorrow.
Marozen Athena Eternal Blue.
Good thought, but no.
No.
Yeah, I used...
something else that cleans out pretty easily because you're smearing it all across the mechanism.
I went ahead and actually put Lamy Amazonite in there.
Okay.
Turns out it matches the color on the pen perfectly.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was the first blue ink I grabbed, and then I started writing with it, and I'm like, this is actually a good combination. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I remember when I used to tell people, I will never match my inks to my pens. That is so ridiculous. And here I am.
Yeah, we probably also, at least I thought I'd never buy really expensive pens. But yeah.
I mean, although expensive is really in the eyes of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of my coworkers in the new team that I'm in really find it hard to believe that people would spend more than 50 cents on a pen.
Yeah, it sort of gradually creeps up and you get used to the expensive prices of those pens. And then $100 pen is cheap.
Exactly. I mean, it's almost like we're turning into a Lord of the Rings Precious situation, or like one pen to rule them all.
Yeah, that's what I put in my, for me in the show notes. Yeah, these last weeks I've actually mostly used one pen. I think I have maybe 10 pens inked up, but the only pen I've really used is the Leonardo I have. So the yellow Furore. I haven't matched the ink because that would be kind of hard to use. A really bright yellow ink, I think.
Oh yeah, that'd be horrible.
But yeah, it's sort of, I've been refilling it every few days. And yeah, it was also a lot of fun to basically try out all the inks I have, because I still have, I don't know, so many inks in bottle and especially in sample form that I haven't even tried once. So now I'm going through all the inks instead of trying out new pens. And that's also a lot of fun, especially with that pen. Yeah, I mean, eventually I'll get around to using my other pens again, I guess.
So here's the big question. How is the color on that Seitz Kruznak ink?
Yeah, that's, it goes down very, I don't know, it has weird color when it goes, when it's still wet. But when it's dried, it's a nice bright purple ink. I really like it.
See, now here in America, we have a college down in Louisiana called the LSU Tigers. Their colors happen to be purple and gold, and that's what that reminds me of there.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, because the one year that I put a lot of money on them to beat my local football team, they did. And I was able to buy a pen.
Yeah, I think it's brighter actually than that.
Did you just Google the logo?
Of course I did.
That was quick.
It's actually quite a lot brighter than that. It's also more reddish, I'd say.
Wow, that was really quick Google foo, man.
And that with the microphone and all that stuff in front of the keyboard.
Wow, are you sure you've taken 3 weeks off? Have you like recorded 12 hidden episodes of FPC?
Sure, yeah. Uh-huh.
You were way too quick on the draw there, man. And besides, I said it was close. I didn't say it was exact, or did I?
Yeah. So if we mix that plus the weird purple I have in right now, then maybe it matches up. I did get a bottle of Diamine Damson for free, which is from someone, which is a really odd purple, but almost black color. It's really, I don't know how to describe it. I know why that person gave it to me, because it's, I don't know. I don't like it either.
You were the dumping ground for an ink.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, I also got the Salzkreuznach ink there, and that's a cool one.
Can you pronounce that one more time? That way the listeners can actually hear a real pronunciation instead of my butchering of it from earlier.
Salzkreuznach. Just make sure you sound really angry, and then it's German.
Not all Germans are angry. Just 70% of them.
Yeah.
For the 70% of Germans that... Wait, no, that's not going to come out right either. Never mind. I'm a horrible human being. I apologize now for everything I have or will say.
Okay.
Yeah, before I step in it even more, speaking of interesting inks, I found a 62 milliliter bottle of the Pelican 4001 inks on Amazon of all places.
Yeah, I mean, here you basically only get the 30 milliliter bottles, but you can even buy them in basically any store that sells stationery. Yeah, I mean, they're like 4 or 5 euros here. So.
Yeah, I didn't even know that they came in 60 mil form.
Yeah, they don't come in 60 in that size here, only abroad, I think.
See, it's weird. When I hear the term abroad, I think of in Europe. Yet, when you hear the term abroad, you think outside of Germany. Now that's just messing with my head, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, you can tell I've been in training all week. That should have clicked a lot quicker than it did.
They are nice colors. Most of them. That red is really weird, though. And yeah, they are sort of made for cheap paper, I think, because they are fairly dry. But on the other hand, they don't feather that much, which, yeah, I guess you can get one of the two, basically.
Well, I like the fact that they do run slightly dry, especially in the broad nibs that I use.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, the 4001 Royal Blue, not a bad Royal Blue. It's actually got quite a bit of sheen in there when it comes to coming out of a broad nib. So it's got a lot more character than Serenity Blue, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think for a cheap ink, they're pretty good. I'll probably review both of them. That way there's a review for both of the budget inks out there for the people.
I mean, the turquoise is nice. I used up my 30 ml bottle, as we talked about before.
You using up the 30 ml bottle is why I jumped all over that 60 ml bottle. Especially with me being on a massive turquoise kick.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good color. What can I say?
Yeah, it certainly is.
You know, let's switch off of ink for a second. You've got an interesting post here about going through your old correspondence. What were you doing? Were you like scrapbooking or something?
Yeah, so I had 2 boxes full of letters that people sent me over the last 3 years, I guess. And I was running out of room, and I realized that I'm probably never going to read them again. So I decided to, get rid of them in a way, but I didn't just want to throw them all out without doing anything with them. And then someone on the Pen Addict Slack posted a picture where they had basically cut out stuff from the envelopes and some of the text and put it into a notebook. So yeah, scrapbooking. And that's in the end what I did. I cut out most of the interesting bits, like some of the envelopes, some of the washi tape, the wax seals and stuff like that, and put it into a notebook. And now going forward, I'll basically do that instead of keeping all the letters.
So pretty much anything I ever send you is probably not going to make it in there because I don't send anything interesting.
I'll find something.
Thank you for looking on the bright side of my failure.
Yeah, but it sort of reminded me that I should start doing wax seals again or find some washi tape, because I'm also sending out very plain envelopes and letters these days.
Yeah, I've been sending my letters out in recycled brown paper envelopes. I don't know why. It just seemed like the right type of envelope to buy.
Mm-hmm.
You, on the other hand, you're going to get a box. I've actually already written your letter.
Cool.
I've packed up the letter and the pen that I need to send you.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to get a box that's the right size so I don't have to pay triple in shipping what I should pay.
That would be probably a good idea.
I know my wallet would like it.
Yes, certainly.
Speaking of which, I remember that bottle of alt Goldgrün I said that I was probably either going to give away or give to you?
Mm-hmm.
That too.
That too. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's practically full.
I've been thinking about that ink for a long time, and I just never bought it because I have so many inks and I didn't want to. I mean, they're pretty cheap here, but still, there would be one more bottle of ink. Cool. Yeah, that's certainly a color I would like, I think. That light green, sort of olive.
And it's a well-traveled bottle. I mean, it traveled all the way from Germany to the US and back to Germany.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, to be fair, it's not a bad green. It lives up to its name, gold green.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Every time I use it, it just reminds me of pea soup.
Yeah, I mean, some people say it reminds them of baby poop. I don't know, I've never understood that, but yeah, there are fans of the ink, and then there's some that really, really don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think if I hadn't had that mental connotation before using it, I'd probably like it, but I just can't get over that.
Mm.
The water sample was also really weird. I wasn't expecting it to ghost like that. I was actually expecting some of the color to actually stay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there are worse things.
So do you have a traumatic childhood experience with pea soup then?
I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. Pea soup stains blonde hair. That was the first time in my life I was ever bald.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, kids, if there are kids listening to this, don't throw a tantrum with your pea soup in front of you. If you end up wearing it, you'll regret it. Unless, of course, you like wanting to look like Mr. Clean, in which case, hey, go for it.
Or if you have dark hair, then it's probably fine.
That too. Although I don't really know what color my hair is anymore. Come to think of it.
Mm-hmm.
What color is... Okay, that's beside the point, Urban. Why do you keep trying to distract me?
Yeah, different podcast.
Yeah, different podcast. Which, yeah, that's the other thing that's been kind of weird. Other than the YouTube channel and Two Guys, the other two shows are on hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil decided to have his first kid, and Michael is planning something diabolical for season 2 of Hypothetical.
And he sort of needs a break to get ready for it.
Yeah, from some of the stuff he's told me so far. I may have to buy a new pen just to cope with things. Yeah. I probably will. But let's talk about shrinking down the collection here. You've actually sold a few more, it looks like, or you've gotten rid of some of the surplus.
So I'm technically I pretend that I'm down to 31 pens. What it actually means is that I have a second drawer full of pens that I still need to sell.
How does one pretend they're down to a number of pens?
So you go on your FPC list of pens and you sort of archive them, and then you put them in the different drawer and say, yeah, I'm not using those. I'm I'm going to sell them, and then they just sit there for a while. And then hopefully I will get around to selling them.
I don't know if I should count that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of Chinese pens and many cheap pens in general, and it's a lot of effort for, I don't know if I'm going to get any money for them anyway. So I got as far as saying, okay, they stay in there. Maybe I'll steal a nib for another pen for now, and then eventually I'll get around to selling them or giving them away. But yeah, I'm not using them anymore. And it kind of works. I'm now discovering pens I haven't used for a while, but that are actually pretty good. And I wonder why I hadn't used them for so long. Like the Leonardo, it's been sitting in the collection in some drawer for a while because I had so many pens come in. And yeah, it's better than most of them anyway. So,
well, I have 4. No plans on making it any more than 4 at this point yet. I'm still trying to decide what the December review pen is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can help you get down to 4. You may not like my methods, but I can help you.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably go lower, but maybe I should start by actually selling the ones that I pretend I don't use anymore first.
And I mean, let's be honest, my small collection is kind of extreme.
Yes.
Yeah, I take minimalism to a whole new art. And no, it's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe with pens I could sort of make it, but inks, on the other hand, that would be really difficult.
I actually finally figured out how many inks I have, thanks to a wonderful website called fpc.ink. If you haven't, go to fountainpencompanion.com or fpc.ink, register, and start cataloging your inks and pens. Seriously, you have no idea what you have until you catalog it.
Mm-hmm.
This show is brought to you by fpc.ink.
Yeah, without any other form of payment. Yeah, speaking...
Go ahead.
Speaking of FPC, I've actually finally got around to starting to work on it again. I hadn't done anything in months. Yeah, so I started doing these simple things. So I've added a tiny dashboard. So when you log in, you get this page. Let me see, where it sort of shows you how many inks you have, how many pens, and where you are on the leaderboards and stuff like that. Eventually, I'll get around to adding some actually useful statistics. I don't know yet what, but this is sort of just a simple page to get started with. And yeah, and we'll see what next. There's a lot of small features I can do.
I actually like the dashboard. It's nice and simplistic.
Yeah, it's just I don't have any additional time to actually make it look fancy. Eventually I will, but not for now.
No, there is that. Here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not really a massively relevant question, but a question nonetheless. How does one change their avatar photo? Because mine is a square with creepy green stuff in it, man.
Mm-hmm.
The green is creeping me out.
Yeah, I thought I had it written down somewhere on the site, but no, actually isn't. There's this website that's part of WordPress called Gravatar, and if you change your avatar there, then for your email address you're using here, then it works and changes it. But I should at least write this down or somewhere on the site. I thought I had that. Anyway, yeah, that was just easier than implementing all this, the whole feature of uploading a picture and letting you crop it and stuff like that.
I think I will have to wear you down on that eventually. That is my new mission. When we make the show notes for episode 30 and 31, I'm going to make sure it's in there. We may not talk about it, but I'm just going to keep adding it to the notes. Honestly, I mean, I like what you've been doing with the site, although to be fair, I don't know how much of this was done like a long time ago, because I've been a horrible co-host and I haven't really been using the site up until last week.
Maybe you didn't need it with just 4 pens.
Yeah, but look at my ink list, man. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, look at mine. Whew.
Hey. No boasting.
Yeah, but I mean, this is sort of, yeah. I mean, the original idea was that it should help with you trading ink samples with people, and I guess that worked for me really well. And now I have so many samples that I haven't even tried yet.
Oh wow, dude, you've got a lot of wow. Okay, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and just close the FPC ink tab, so I quit getting distracted by all the pretty colors. So yeah, you wanna answer some listener questions? Yeah, let's do that.
Yes, let's do that.
That seems like something safe that we can do. Wait, now that I'm looking at these questions, no, it's not safe. Okay, so Flanker358 asked, what is one pen or related product that you regret missing out on?
So I'm generally fine with not getting stuff. And yeah, in general, I think there's always something else that's similar enough that it's not too bad when you don't get something. If I had to pick something, yeah. I mean, it would be nice to have a full bottle of Lamy Dark Lilac. That's the only thing I could come up with now.
Okay, my answer is going to be kind of a cop-out. I don't really have this problem. The one good thing about the stationery world is there's so much saturation of good product nowadays. If you miss out on one thing, then you're probably immediately going to have a squirrel moment, and something just as good, if not a little bit better, is going to come out like 3 or 4 weeks later.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. There's so much these days.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to pens, there's not really a pen that I feel like I'm going to miss out on unless it's like a one-off custom pen. But even then, because a lot of these one-off custom pens are using acrylics that are made by we'll just use Jonathan Brooks as an example because he makes a lot of really good acrylics for a lot of people. You can still get an amazing Jonathan Brooks acrylic from this custom manufacturer, so you're not really missing out. And in a lot of ways, the pen that you're working with that custom builder for is going to be just as good as the one that you quote-unquote missed out on. Now, I'll give you one thing. Dark lilac is a beautiful color. But I think there have been other inks in that color profile that have been just as good. Don't ask me to name names because I didn't prepare for Urban to give that answer. And my Google foo is not as good as his.
Yeah, plus apparently you can sort of, what was it? You can mix Iroshizuku, Yamaburu, and Shinkai and get close enough.
And then at that point, if you mix them in the right quantities, you've got well over 60 to 70 mil of that color.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
I mean, there is always that. Yeah, so I guess I really don't have... Does that mean there's something wrong with me?
No, it's just more healthy, I would guess.
You say that now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have FOMO, but I have plenty of foam.
On your walls, at least.
Yes, I know. It was a horrible joke. I'm trying to get ready for Phil. So, Anna asked, what are your greatest of all time pens?
Ooh. I mean, this is sort of, related to the other question. Is there really such a thing? I mean, there's so many good pens. I don't know. And I think it's even harder to answer because it changes a lot. But yeah, I mean, my Leonardo is certainly one of my favorites. Otherwise, I wouldn't have used it so much. I guess my Pelicans M205s, they're also great. I don't know. I mean, I don't like all my pens equally, but it's not like I have pens that, maybe apart from the Leonardo that really stand out. I don't know. And
Okay.
yours are probably all the pens you own.
Surprisingly enough, no.
No?
I have 3 good pens and 1 greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 good pens are the Andromeda, the Vanishing Point, and the Stone Garden. The greatest of all time goes to the Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the primary manipulation on that pen is a beautiful acrylic pour. The orange is semi-translucent, so you can look down into the pen, and it feels like you're looking into flowing lava because of that.
Mm.
And the nib is perfect. Jonathan outdid himself on that nib. And yeah, I know it's just a standard steel number 6 Yovo, but still, it's a perfect pen. It's got the looks, it's got the nib, and it's honestly, it's got one of the better feeds that I've had on a pen.
Okay. So no dog hair in it.
You're not going to let me live that down, are you?
I mean, I have to change it up a bit. Can't always talk about the coffee.
This is true. My pens haven't had a coffee incident in a while, so we're good there. Now, as far as greatest of all time that I've gotten to try, that is interesting. I got to try a Chaos pen at the Chicago Pen Show last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I really like that pen. It's gaudy, over the top, and I like it, and I want it. I just need to find a way to get the $5 or $6 grand to buy it. And yes, then that would be a greatest of all time pen for me, at least in my collection.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, what can I say, man? I'm weird. Okay. Yeah, this one was actually kind of suggested by 2 people. Carissa and Alex asked, what brand or company would you like to collaborate with, and what items would you create? Alex kind of phrased it in the way of, if you could create a product with any stationery company, what would you do?
Yeah. So one thing I could, I'm not sure how good it would look like in the end, but I always wondered how a Lamy 2000 demonstrator would look like, and maybe add some sparkles in the resin in the mix or something. I don't know.
That is dangerous talk, my friend.
I don't know how it would look like if you maybe there's too much internal mechanisms in there that sort of obscure the rest of the material. I don't know. Maybe it just wouldn't look good with a transparent material. But yeah, I could see that. I mean, you could keep the sort of brushed finish. I mean, I think that works on some transparent pens. So yeah, I mean, it would be good enough to have a Lamy Vista that's sort of a different color, and maybe with sparkles. That would be the easy thing to do, and that would look cool. So that you don't have to buy the Chinese knockoffs.
Wow. Okay. That just beat out any idea I could come up with.
Yeah, I had a few weeks to think about it, and luckily I remembered what I came up with.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is actually a really tough question for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's already pens out there that you can stir your coffee with, so that's already done. It's hard to find something new, right?
Wow. No, I could make a pen called the Coffee Mate, and then get sued by Coffee Mate, but still. I should do that, though. I should just have one of these custom pen makers make a coffee stirrer that looks like a fountain pen. Boy, that would be one expensive coffee stirrer.
Yeah.
How much did you spend on a coffee stirrer? $200-$300 with a 10-month turnaround time? Yeah, that would be horrible. Creating a product with a stationery company. What would it be?
How about a blue ink with red sheen?
Robert Oster already has that market cornered. Oh, okay. I would like to create a fountain pen that can scan a color and immediately change its ink to be that color, and that can change colors on the fly without having to switch out ink cartridges or anything like that. And then call it the Scribbler. No one's tried that, right?
Yeah, no one has ever had that idea before.
No one has ever tried that, nor tried to get Brad Dowdy to pull all of his hair out with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, realistically, it would probably be an ink. As far as who I would want to work with, though, for that ink, honestly, I'd like to work with Lamy.
Okay.
I would like to do a turquoise with a green sheen.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, call it Saragossa Blue. So something that kind of reminds you of, like, the Saragossa Sea or certain parts of the Mediterranean, where the water has kind of that nice, not algae green, but the way that the light hits it in a certain way, especially with some of the mineral content in it, it does give off that very faint green shimmer to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd like that a lot. I mean, you see red sheen get done all the time, and then you just see inks that just shade to virtually black. But I would like to see a sheening ink that sheens green. And I'd like it to be a nice turquoise ink that does that. I think it would be a good combination.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see Lamy do it, honestly, because I think of the turquoise-ish inks that they have, theirs is actually right up there. And I think they've got the budget that they could potentially waste to try to figure out how to make a, like, super green sheen look good.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of combinations are even possible, but I don't know enough about inks.
Yeah, I didn't go to school for that. My whole schooling was for Imperial Russian history, so there's no ink making there or chemistry at all. Unless you count drinking vodka, but I don't think anyone counts that.
Yeah, it's too clear to use as ink, that's true.
Way too clear. And you don't want your paper lighting on fire without a flame nearby. Like, you know, if there's a flame nearby, the paper's supposed to light on fire. But yeah, not like spontaneously combusting. Man, now I want to use vodka as an ink. I need to buy a cheap Chinese pen so I can use vodka as an ink and see what happens. For science, of course.
For science, yeah.
Always for science. Okay, here's something. What is one stupid project that you would do? And then if someone asks you why you were doing that stupid project, literally just turn around, look them square in the eyes and say, for science.
Now that's a hard question.
I know, right?
I don't know. Can't come up with anything at this point.
Well, when you do know, let me know. After all, I'm asking you for science.
Yes, I will.
That was a horrible segue into a corny joke. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and wrap it up here. It's like it's like 12:30 in the morning for me. So at some point, I should probably invest in that weird thing that people call sleep. Thank you guys for listening. As always, we're gonna try to be back in 2 weeks, barring any other random illnesses that pop up. But I think we're both pretty healthy at this point. So what do you think, Urban? See him in 2 weeks?
Yes. Around about that. Let's see. No
We're going to go
promises.
back to a schedule, dang it. Well, if you guys like Two Guys Zero Planners, definitely leave a comment, like it on your podcast player of choice. Also, don't forget to check out the Discord link in the show notes. Check out my YouTube channel, fpc.inc, the FPC podcast. That way Urban can be pressured into releasing more episodes of that show. And support your local stationery if you have it. Like, yeah, I don't think people say that enough. If you have anything having to do with local stationery, support it. And if you don't, then support your online stationery. Just don't be stationary. Support stationery.
Yeah, buy all the things.
Yes, buy all the things. That's going to do it for this episode. We'll see you next time.
Bye.